Right guys, welcome back. As you all know, we've pulled my Chevy Fleetline coupe out of the chicken shed. We've got it in the shop and we're going to turn it into a drag car. And we're going to ship the car from the UK to the States next year for drag week. Just a quick recap, we have bought some new seats for it, second time lucky. So super excited. All the rear suspensions turned up from Calvert in the States. It's going to be killer, can't wait to get it installed, so let's crack on and get it in. As you know from last episode, we modified the front shock towers. We had to raise them 4 inches. Didn't go crazy, nothing elaborate, a bit of old school welding. They'll do the job just nicely. So we threw the original leaf springs back in the car just so we could chuck the diff back in after we shortened it, just to mock up the 10-inch rims to make sure they fit. So now we've got to pull it all out again and slam the new stuff in. We're using a hanger on the front. They said depending on bush side you may have to pry the front hanger out a fraction, so knowing how lucky you'll have to do it. Yep. He said, oh, you may have to tweak him a little bit.
Yeah.
It's 5 mil. I'm going to have to cut one of those brackets off.
That's a lot, isn't it?
Move it out and re-weld it. Okay. So this is another little buy and sell we've got in the shop. It's a 1958 Austin Cambridge A55. Sold it in the weekend. It's actually heading out to Australia. Right, so back onto the fun stuff. Let's get cracking on the Chevy and get this suspension installed. Sorry, toolbox guy. Right, so Calvert did warn us that we may have to pry the front spring hangers open to accommodate their bushing. We tried, it was miles out. So we ended up taking the hangers off the rails. Luckily they were bolted on. We cut the outer tab off, mocked them up on the new bushing and spring, re-welded them, and now they fit like a glove. That's never happened before.
What's it
Straight again. Ready? This should be a 5-minute job.
A professional like yourself, got it under control.
Professional my arm.
I think where the price is.
No way they're going in there. Right, so obviously while we've been building this drag car, I'm still buying and selling classic vehicles in the background to support the family. We decided to do another episode where we're going to do a step-by-step process on obviously sourcing the car, buying it, selling it, preparation, the auctions, the results. Looking forward to showing you how that works. I'm not saying it's the only way you can do it. I put a lot of time and effort into this. I do it a little bit differently, but we get the results in the end, so that's the main thing. So that's the old hanger. We have these new hangers over here. So these are the sliders. Spring bolts onto these and slides backwards and forwards to stop shackles and springs binding up. So we have to now dummy these up and these get welded onto the chassis. So what they're saying is, this pin here, once the car's at ride height, should favour the rear 60 to 70%. So we're just going to clamp these on roughly where we think they're going to need to be. We're going to throw the other side in, bolt the axle on, throw some stands under the car and let it down on the stands and see where these fit before we weld them in. So just a little bit of an update on the 540 on the engine. We have almost finished sourcing all the parts for it. I've put the best of the best parts in this as far as my budget will allow. I've just picked up a brand new billet Crower crankshaft for it, which cost me an arm and a leg. Just trying to future-proof the motor in case we decide to turn it up later on down the track. The engine builder tells me it'll hold 2,000 horsepower. So not that we're going to go anywhere near that just yet. So it looks like New Year we'll be screwing this thing together. So I'll give you some updates on that a little bit later on. Right, so there we have it. Got the little buggers installed. Still yet to weld the slider on the rear. What we had to do just over the back there was just to notch some holes in the top of the brace. You can see just over the top there we've had to obviously, well, we've braced the diff just to make a few cuts for the U-bolts to go through. But yeah, get the slider welded on at some point. Right guys, so now that rear end's in, all that's left to do is take some measurements at ride height for the rear shocks to be custom made for us. Thanks for watching, really appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next one.